Hey. So I'm just gonna do a side-by-side tonight with the dinner. We got pizza. But I do want to talk for a second about, it looks like Diddy went on the Breakfast Club to talk about some stuff, and he was basically trying to clear the record, like saying, I didn't cheat any artists, but now artists have done, basically they have kind of like tapped out in terms of their artistry, and now they're saying that I owe them something. I think that Diddy is being 100% honest here. Here's another thing, like a lot of Diddy's artists are not crossover artists, right? So like in the same way that people are talking right now about like Mariah the Scientist, or really like so many black artists except for like Beyonce and Rihanna have not crossed over. So when I'm saying that, what I'm saying is, or like Doja Cat at this point is crossed over. Like her is kind of, well, actually, I don't even think hers like has really crossed over, because like I never hear any white girls talk about her at all, ever, like at all. Maybe they do. Maybe there's like a small, like there's some artists who are making music for just black people, right? Like, and black people are, like I said before, only 13% of the population. Diddy has made music that has crossed over. Like if you're talking about Diddy the artist, like his hip hop, his pop records, a lot of his records have like completely like crossed over, and so like just everybody knows who P. Diddy is. Like white, black, Asian, poor, rich, like he's a household name. Everybody knows who he is. But the artists that he's like put on, and the artists that he's like supported, have mostly been artists for the black community. So like even right now, like I think Diddy's son, all of Diddy's children actually are making music that is kind of specifically for the black community. And the black community in America is still very small. Like you have to just, like statistics matter in this point, because when you're talking about American music charts and American music companies and data and statistics, if you're only 13% of the population, you could only get like 13% of the listens. Like this is a country, right? There's hella people here. And like most of the things that people are making for like the black population, which I've got to be clear with this again. The American black population is decreasing year by year by year. And actually, I kind of feel like with everything that's happening on like TikTok and YouTube, with like women really starting to like wake up and just understand their perspective, like their how do you say this, like their projected kind of like odds, like there just aren't that many great black men, right? And like most people are going to stay dating within their race. Most people. There are going to be some people who like do interracial dating and stuff, but like most people are going to date within their race. Most people. This is like 80% of the people. That's for black people too, but like a lot of black women, like some black men are saying this, but I don't actually know if it matters, because like it doesn't matter. It's mostly about, when you're talking about like dating, marriage, or babies, this is a conversation about women. So yeah, there's a lot of black women who are saying like, I'm just not going to date anyone. I'm not going to marry anyone right now. And maybe like in a while in the future, they will say something else and feel, I don't know, like black women aren't a monolith, but I hear this sentiment quite a lot from black American women, and also they're a very highly educated group. So it's definitely not that they're like poverty stricken and they just like don't have anything and they don't have jobs. Like that's actually not the case. They have pretty like moderate, like average incomes, and they're going for things like home ownership, career advancement, and brunch. And that's a very real reality. I would encourage everyone to kind of like have an ambition for that if you're a woman. Anyway, so what I'm saying is the artists that Diddy has supported are making music for like that group, and the men in that group too. But the men, a lot of his artists were, I feel like they were probably targeting like black women. They were trying to make music and bops for black women and like black club, because like black women are the ones who go to the club and stuff. Like black men go to the strip club, but they're not playing like jams there. I think I don't know. I don't go to a strip club like that, so I really wouldn't know. But yeah. Anyway, so those artists just didn't really have the potential to do much, because also their music like wasn't that good. right? They weren't like songwriting like Taylor Swift. They weren't telling stories about a whole full life. They were telling stories about sex, which is like, you know, it's just not like, there's 24 hours in a day. I don't know how long, like, most of these men aren't even good at sex, so their sex lasts like 5 minutes or something. Like, how many songs can you make about a 5-minute act? There's 24 hours in a day. They could have done better by making songs about sleeping, right? Because people sleep for 8 hours every single day. But niggers are retards, so like nobody will ever think of that. Like, I don't even know. I don't have much more to say about it except like, yeah, his artists weren't that good. Like Mace and the others had a few hits, you know, they were great when they were bops, you know, like there are a couple Mace songs I know. Mace was on a Brandy song, Sitting on Top of the World. I love that song. I mean, Brandy is like a really great artist, but that's the only reason I know Mace. I actually don't know any other Mace songs, so I guess he was referring to Mace here. I don't know, like the real world exists. People need to just get out and get real jobs. Like if you want to be a musician, please make good music, because like a lot of the artists out here just aren't making good music. That's why nobody's playing it. I think Tiana just did a video, Tiana just did a video about Mariah the Scientist. Like that's another person that I think just doesn't make good music. These artists are gonna come and they're gonna go. Like, didn't Drake say it? He's like, only a real shit's gonna last. All that other bullshit is here today and gone tomorrow. That's a fact. Like, even, you know, I like Shensa as, I think she's a pretty girl, like a very, like, you know, average pretty girl who, you know, she seems like hip, like she can dress. She's very nice, but like actually her music isn't very good. It's not good. Like I haven't even listened to her album, right? Like there was like one Shensa song maybe like 6 months ago that I liked, and I listened to it because I was like, ooh, a new girl. She's like brown, you know, she's like pretty. Like I was like, ooh, this is great. But then like when I think about it, I didn't listen to it. I think people just don't know what like really good music is, and this is why especially in terms of like female songwriters, if you are a female artist on the come up, like take a hint from the pros, like Beyonce or Taylor Swift or like Hayley Williams. Like these are people who are like writing songs and creating projects and going on tour. Harry Styles, okay, like they're saying things that are relatable to most people, because most of us just live in the regular world, right? We have regular 9-to-5 jobs. We have like average people shit. There's like most people in the world are going to be average. It's not a bad thing. Like this, like, welcome, here is society and we are all here. Like we like to listen to music too. Like when I go to the gym, I put on an album. Like honestly, like Taylor Swift's album, I think Red, that has been playing for me. Like she's like that was like her country era, bro, and I can like work out to that. There's like jams, like there are jams on that album. There's like Brick by Boring Brick by Paramore. I mean, I'm like getting it in on the treadmill, like, yes, ignorance is your new best friend. Like you know what I'm saying? I made that other video that was Jasmine Tukes, you know, her playlist that had some bops to like working out, but like it's a lifestyle choice, you know, like you can go to like, okay, so if you go to school from K through 12 and you graduate, congratulations, you are now an adult. You're ready for adult responsibilities, which include paying your bills, like showing up to your job, doing your job, understanding what your job is. You know what I mean? Like participating in society. That's a thing. Like we're all doing it. Like we're all just kind of keeping the wheel going. We all just have a space apart, and we're just going. We're just keeping it all moving. And it isn't like a bad thing. It isn't like a scary, like, I don't know. I hear what Diddy's saying, and I agree with him. I think the artists who are talking about he owes them money, I don't really believe that he does. I think the artists just like maxed out their artistry because they weren't talented in the first place. And like talent will always shine to the top. Like it doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter. Like, talent will shine to the top. Like, go watch Meg Thee Stallion's videos when she was just making videos on her cell phone with her rapping while she was in Texas. Those videos are actually fire. Like, her old raps, fire. It's the same thing with like every single artist that y'all see now. Like Pitbull, he was at it for like 15 years and then he became really great. Like, whatever you invest a lot of time in, you will become really good at it. Do the same job for 10 years. You'll become really good at that job. Be in a relationship for 10 years. You'll become really good at being in that relationship. Be an adult. Like, I've been adulting, right? It's been almost like 2 years for me. I'm like way better at it than I was when I started. But you just got to get in the rhythm of doing it. And you got to do it. And you got to keep going. That's a thing. That's a thing. That is a thing. Yay! That's kind of all I had to say. I just wanted to pop in and say that tonight.